Oh, look at that. Black screen. Now, how did that happen? So I'm sure I turned that off. What's going on? There you go. Talk about knowing what I'm doing.
Great start.
What a dick.
That would be a first.
Anyway, welcome. Episode 199. It's almost double century time. We'll be there next week. It is, what is it? It's the 26th of January. We are a mid-NAMM experience, and it's been an eventful one. More eventful than I gave it credit for. And we shall be venturing there shortly, courtesy of one of our moderators, Mr. Andy SynthAddict, who is on the floor with his camera, and when we get hold of him, we'll be able to drop him in and see if we can see some cool stuff and some cool people as he wanders the floors. And we'll leave the carpet for another time. But yeah, we've got him joining us at some point. But I hope you've had a good week. It's been very hectic here, particularly the last day or so, what with NAMM and stuff. So welcome all, and thank you ever so much for joining, as per usual, to all the people in the chat. Hello. Let's just quickly go through the housekeeping. Of course, if you haven't already, give us a like, thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you want to comment during the show, you can do so through the chat, whether you're watching on Twitch or YouTube or Facebook. Or if you're watching on X, you can reply to the tweet that this show is broadcast on, and we'll see those in our chat room here as well, and we'll share your comments throughout the show. Of course, if you want to ask a question, then do just stick a big capital Q in front of that so we know what it is and we can deal with it accordingly. If you haven't already, give us a subscribe. That would be most pleasant if you did, and of course share us around if you think there are people that would like to watch this show that don't already, and that would be fantastic. So the last few weeks we've been telling you that we are no longer accepting PayPal donations. They've closed, so we're not using that method anymore. So if you had that address, don't use it anymore. If you're watching this video and then go and watch an old one and see that link, don't click on it, because what we've actually done is we've closed that down, and we are now on Patreon. So we are there, and we'll talk about it maybe in a bit more detail later, because I want to elicit some feedback from our audience. But if you want to support us on a regular basis without having to use things like Super Chat and Super Stickers in YouTube, then you can join us. And there's one tier at the moment, and we just set it up as a basic tier. It's $2 or €2 or £2 a month, and you just set yourself up as a Patreon there. You don't get anything in terms of benefits other than the warm fuzzy feeling of knowing that you're supporting us, and that's all you need, isn't it? Surely. So if you want to support us on a regular basis, do sign up there, patreon.com/ProSynth Network, and then we'll be incredibly grateful. We will then expand what we give you, and we've got plenty of ideas in the melting pot, and we'll be able to set up some more tiers so you can get some exclusive things from us as and when we produce them. So there we go, there's that. Of course, we are live on YouTube and on Twitch and on Facebook, and we're not live on Instagram because that's too hard. We're also on Threads and X as well, so if you want to interact with us on any of those platforms, it's at ProSynth Network is the handle. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the housekeeping done and dusted. Let's see. Oh, we've already had some lovely donations. Thank you very much to Stephen Smith for some new light bulbs. Okay. And Andrew Brooks, thank you very much. Of course, Andrew is one of our moderators. He didn't just buy an SH. Oh, you did you? What a genuine. Oh, very nice. Very envious. That was one of my first.
How's he going to get to work now he's sold the car?
Thank you, gentlemen, for your donations. Much appreciated, as always. And of course, anybody can leave us a super chat or super sticker, or if you're watching on catch up, hello from the past. And what's it like in the future? Have we got flying cars yet? You can also press the thanks button if you're watching on catch up, and that does the same sort of thing. Those voices you hear in the background are my fellow co-hosts. Let's go to this first one here, who's wearing something on his wrist, and he's feeling very sorry for himself. Mr. Kent Spong, how are you?
I am fine, thank you. Yes.
We won't ask.
No, because it is. It's not the thing. This isn't the show for what happened.
No.
Yeah, this is for the pub tomorrow, where you can hear me screaming and swearing at the top of my voice.
Good stuff.
Yeah, but not now. Not now.
But other than your wanker's cramp,
I wasn't going to go there.
Have you been well? Have you been well? Otherwise,
I've been working on a memory mug all week, so I'm ready to kill somebody technically.
yeah.
So I'm going out tonight, and I suggest everybody stay indoors.
Cool.
That's all I can say.
Okie dokie.
I bet there's going to be an unexplained murder today. They go, oh, do you remember that show? Do you remember what that bloke said? Hello.
Indeed. We'll come knocking on your door. Anyway, well, good to see you. Sorry that you're in pain, but yeah, it's understandable. So it's justifiable, but it's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing a Nick Bat as Kissing the Machine says. 'Cause you remember he had a thing on his wrist for a long while, didn't he? So yeah.
I was going to put one on the other wrist and start a goth band. But can't play guitar.
No.
Or grow hair, apparently.
Well, anyway, welcome. As per, thank you. What is that stand? Is that a lyra?
Yes.
Is that's the?
Yes, that's Dom's lyra.
Dom's lyra. Yeah.
Dom's lyra.
Dom's lyra.
On display.
There it is.
On sale very soon.
There you go.
Other lyras are available, but
yes, but
why would you want
Dom's.
it? Yeah, you want that one. That's the one.
Cool beans. Excellent. Thank you very much. I feel rather. I think somebody's been messing with my chair. I need to go up a little bit, or I can't put the camera down anymore. Anyway, the other person you hear in the background is Mr. Andrew Longhurst. Hello.
I haven't got a wank jury.
No.
I've got a penguin of death who was off on a mission last week, as you'll probably have noticed, along with the seal of approval.
Indeed. Oh, thank you, Steve Rower, for joining our Patreon. Just popped through.
Oh, good. Has someone else joined?
Homegrown. Yes.
So here's the thing. I've got all these other lights up here, which I'm not going to plug in unless someone gives us another Patreon light or another. Someone wants to donate.
If somebody wants to donate, he'll turn the lights on.
I'll turn the sparkly lights on.
Put a pen.
And remember, as a patron, you do have access to the naked product unboxing that we do.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we've got 4 of those coming up, one for each buttock.
Yeah.
Oh
dear. Other than that, how have you been this week?
I've been mad. It's been a very just one of another really, really busy week. And in fact, just before I came on here, I was in a call with a video software company, shall we say, and we were talking to lovely senior people, as a lot of people in the industry know. And one of them, we just got talking, and I noticed he had a bundle of keyboards beside him. He's their video evangelist, and he's got these keyboards beside him, so we're having this side chat going on about synths, and I sent him the link to the show, so if he happens to be watching, the poor bugger, hi Jason, there we go,
and we're sorry in advance. Yeah. Good stuff. I thought, well, we might as well say thank you to all the people that have signed up to Patreon so far. Let's do this. So I'm not going to put I'm not going to put the screen on because it got all their personal details and stuff. But thank you to Steve Rower, aka Homegrown. Wagyu is there. Thank you very much. Robert from Cherry Audio signed up earlier today. Thank you very
36
much.
The Larches Cheam.
That's Ron Wyatt.
Yeah,
he signed up. Carl Bates. Clement Kotar, who is a regular commenter on our YouTube videos. I think he watches a lot on Catch Up because he's not normally around when we're live. Steve Sims, Gideon Wheeler, and Bostic247, who is, I believe, Matt Lincoln, and also somebody called Dodge the Bullet, who I have no idea who they are, but they signed up as a free member. So yeah, there you go. But thank you to all of those people. And we're not clever enough to do things like what Nick does, where he puts the names of all his Patreons at the end of the show. And maybe we'll do something like that. It takes a lot of work. Also, James Stephen has literally just signed up. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Indeed.
Does that mean I have to put my lights on?
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah.
I think that warrants it.
Here goes the electricity bill. Hang on a moment.
Here you go.
You stand it.
This is thrilling content.
Dun, 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 dun.
As he fries himself to death. There we go.
I'm not sure it was worth
Lovely
it.
stuff.
What do you mean it's not worth it?
Okay, it's not worth it.
It's difficult knowing how to please you, look, really.
I thought they flicker or something. Look. Oh,
Is
all
that
right, I'll let you off.
wankeries?
They do drop out now and again.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm not
dodgy
sure if that's his
cable.
power supply or whether that's deliberate.
Hard to tell.
Anyway, so we've got lots to talk about
do.
because it's NAMM, and with slap bang thick in the middle of it. Second day, well, actually, press day was Wednesday, so yesterday was the first day open to the general hoi polloi, and then today, and then I think it happens again tomorrow, and then it's all done until the next one.
And I can honestly say I was at NAMM. I was at NAMM, man.
Never been,
I was in NAMM.
never there.
Man.
Anyway, there have been some people who are lurking around, one of which found the star of the show. Now, I'll let you decide which one is the star of the show. Is it the Yamaha Genos 2? Steady on, boys. We don't want to upset our viewers. Or is it Dr. Mike Metley giving it the big thumbs up?
With a haircut.
With a real buzz cut right there.
Yeah, you heard us talking about his ponytail and certain breath mints last
Yeah.
week.
He also, on the Yamaha stand, went and saw one of those. The
Teenage
track.
engineering thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lots of people liking that.
It's
And,
good.
I like that.
And apparently he found the ribbon on the montage. There it is. In case you didn't know, there it is.
There it is.
So thank you, Mike, for those entertaining pictures. I believe Mike is in the chat at the moment, and he's currently bothering Ken Flux Pierce, even.
Ken what?
I said Fluck, not...
Okay.
and then I should have
Yeah.
gone...
Yeah.
Ken Flux Pierce,
Sorry
who's
about that,
working
Ken.
his proverbials off on the ASM stand. And I believe Mike was also chatting with Manny at some point today.
We want that photograph still, though. We
still
want that photograph.
Send those in. If you... I guess I should have
Mint.
my email open. I don't normally have my email open during the show, just in case something pops
That
up,
one.
you know, that shouldn't. But if you do email, just we'll check for those.
Oh.
Or just send them in Facebook Messenger. One of those will do. Those that know me know my contact details there. Anyway, lots going on. So we have news to talk about, and as I
Gosh,
said
don't
before,
we?
Andy SynthAddict is on the floor in some ways
Drunk.
or another.
Will he be
He's-
showing carpet?
He's on the floor with his roving camera, and will dial in at some point. Hopefully, when he's found something really cool and interesting to show us. So, and we've got to be careful today. I was going through some of the stuff, you know, that Nick has been doing a fantastic job over at Sonic State, as he and his team always do, sending lots of videos to YouTube. And I don't want to show any of those because I don't want to get into trouble. So we've had to be very careful about what we can show from the show, if you know what I mean. But where there's something official, we'll show it. But, you know, we don't want to have the whole Prince thing happen again. By the way, that is one treat that I have put up on Patreon, is the entire episode where we didn't talk about it for the entire episode, but in that episode we talked about Prince's piano, which is what upset Warner's. So I've put it up there for posterity, just in case it does have to come down in some shape or form.
Little red strikette.
Yes, so if you want to watch it there, you can, unless Warner's hunt me down on that platform as well. But yeah, there we go. Right, okay, let's see. What shall we do first? What have we got, boys and girls?
Dance.
Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do this one first, because this, I think, is incredibly interesting. There is a video. Let me show that to you right now. So there we go. That is the supercritical, or as I kept typing when I was writing this up, the superficial, which probably wasn't going to go down, but I had to recheck and double check my my writings before
Be nice
I
when it
published that one.
exists.
Yeah. Supercritical Redshift 6. There it is in all of its glory. I've got a new, look at that, like new table there. Now, look at that. We're above it. We're not no longer down the side and minimal. So there it is, the Redshift 6, a 6-voice analog variable character synthesizer, which, judging by that demo, sounds lovely. I really like that. And I think a lesson to all people that make demo videos or launch videos, get a good tune. Get something that really shows it off, and I really like that. This is Supercritical, who make modules, Eurorack, that stuff. And they've taken 6 of their oscillators and put them into this, along with their filters that they have in Eurorack, and put it also into this, and developed this wonderful 6-voice analog synth, which also it has DCOs, lots of lovely outputs and MIDI and USB connectivity on the back, and what I think is a rather nice interface. I quite like that. It's nicely laid out. Has this kind of little keyboard affair at the top, and everything's all hexagonal, hence the name. And will be available sometime in the summer. Look at those side end cheeks; they're rather nice. Coming out the summer of this year. I'm hoping there'll be one of these at Super Booth to play with. For €1,259 is the target price. So it isn't cheap, but it's a 6-voice analog polysynth that sits nicely on your desk. And I like this. I like the sound of it. I like the look of it. There's not a lot I don't like about this. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
Can I?
Go for it.
So, after the conversations we had last week, where we were looking at lots of things coming into the market at a similar, in a similar kind of sub £1,000 bracket, this, when I first saw this and I saw the price, I thought, oh, God, really? And £1,200, you're having a laugh. And I looked at the interface and thought, well, it's all right. And then I heard it, and I've got to say, I yearn for this now. The sounds coming off of it are astonishing. I love it. I really, really, really like the sound of it, and I love the controllers. 4 LFOs per voice, I think it is.
Lots of modulation possibilities.
It's just the loveliest. Sometimes you get a synth that, no matter what it looks like, you hear it and you just go, oh, I've got to have that. That's one of these. And even at that price, I think I've got to have one of these. It's a lovely sounding thing.
Yeah, it does.
I love that. I also love the super massively stupid analog oscillators. I think that's what it says, isn't it?
Yeah, there's. I will call up the spec sheets in just a moment.
Super massively dense.
I like the screen. It's got a nice color LCD screen with these 8 soft knobs, should we call them? So
I don't think that photograph is doing it any favours, to be honest. Because in the video, it looks a lot sexier and a lot nicer.
But still, plenty of knobbage, plenty of buttonage, to get into there. What do you think, Kent?
Yeah, I like the look of it. Very nice. I must admit, when you said £1,200, and I went, oh, really? And then I remembered I had to spend £1,400 on an Akai VX600 last week just to get 3 chips. I go, this sounds a lot better as well. So yeah, I mean, when it exists, I'll be really interested. I'd love to hear it, have a crack on it. It looks pretty as well, which is just an added bonus, isn't it? It's a little Salt Bay on it.
Yeah.
Oh, mustn't do that. Ow. Do it with that hand. There you go. That one doesn't hurt as much. So, yeah, no, it sounded beautiful. Actually, really liked it. It's sort of like, it's quite interesting to having module manufacturers going to doing desktop stuff, because there's a lot of people now doing, desktop people going to do Eurorack modules and stuff.
Yeah.
So mixing it up a bit. So it's cool. It's all good.
And this just feels to me like the Juno. When the Juno first came out, the Juno 60, Juno 106, all of those, they were hallmarks. They were great machines, and they were unexpectedly brilliant. This feels like the Juno should have become. It's an astonishing thing. I just love the sound of it. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, according to this guy who wrote something about it, you've got this 2.7-inch TFT IPS color screen with 8 endless and clickable potentiometers to aid quick navigation of the system. It contains Supercritical's Demon Core Oscillator ×6 and their neutron flux filter designs, and it's literally crammed it all into this one box. Each of those oscillators is a DCO with analog waveforms, and the filter is an analog 4-pole state variable affair, which is also under digital control. The signal chain is fully analog right up to the stereo DSP effects processor, which can be disabled if you wish. The oscillators feature different engines ranging from twin oscillator to superstores, flanging phase sync engines to transistor organs. They also inform us that new engines can be added via software updates, which I think is a pretty cool thing. And it also supports MPE under the banner of modern MIDI implementation. So we'll wait to see if that comes around. Oddly, though, given this is a modular company, or a company known for its modular stuff, I would have thought maybe they'd have had some CV and gate options on there, but no, it's just MIDI and USB and some audio stuff on the back there. So yeah, I love the sound of this. I really do.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Looking
look forward
forward
to that as well.
to having a play with that. So yeah.
Stephen, our friend from Australia, Stephen Smith, said the demo video soundtrack has more production and outboard than the Titanic. I don't think so. I think it's from the machine itself. It might have been compressed a little or whatever, but it sounds...
I'm going to double check, but I'm pretty sure that in the description to that video, they actually said everything you hear is... if I can spell supercritical, that would be cool. What's it called again? The Redshift 6.
Redshift 6.
Redshift 6.
Played through a half-ripened aubergine.
Let's see. Super. There's all the bumps there. Oh, I can't be reading through all of that. There's loads of stuff there. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. But anyway, regardless,
the sound
of
is
that,
probably more real than the unit in the video.
given the fact that it's got a whole bunch of digital onboard effects, then I would say
That would give it a lot of
give it a
extra
lot of polish.
But that,
it still sounds nice.
when I heard it, I thought the same as Steve. I thought, this is just madly produced. And then I think I came across the same thing as you, Robbie. I think it's straight off the machine, and
super cynical. Yes,
that made me really kind of wow, really.
yeah, very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That is the Supercritical Redshift 6. Is going to be out in the summer. I doubt very much they're at NAMM, but they probably will be at Superbooth, hopefully, fingers crossed. Let's go over to Superbooth, not Superbooth, NAMM itself. It's Matt Hod. It's only bloody Matt Hodson.
Now you're on live. Say hi, Matt.
Hey everyone.
Hey Matt, how you doing?
Hey Matt, how you doing?
Actually, it doesn't feel as busy as yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yesterday felt really
It
busy.
was pretty busy yesterday,
Yeah.
I came late, so.
But no, it's been great. Everyone has been playing on the therapy.
Yeah, there are many, yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's some cool stuff
What
going
have you
on.
seen that you liked?
Sorry?
Did you see anything you like?
Oh, I have so much more to see. I had network problems yesterday, so I'm on the Wi-Fi now. It's working much better.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I found the Wi-Fi okay.
Did you like that event last night? There was a live music event last night that we both went to. So.
Yeah, was you there?
Yeah, I was there. I saw you as I was leaving.
Oh, right.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry, dude, I didn't see you.
No, it's fine.
I literally
I saw
got
Nick
there
though.
for the
Nick
last
Bat was
hour.
chowing down on some food. So.
Yeah, I got there and Nick was just leaving, so I only got the last
Okay.
45 minutes or so.
Hey, can you guys hear Matt okay? Is this mic working?
Yeah, we can hear.
Just
Okay, I didn't
about,
know if it
yeah.
was quiet.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. Thanks. All right.
Hey everyone.
Good to see you, Matt.
Yeah,
Thanks.
see you around, dude.
All right.
Right,
Good to
Matt.
see you.
There's the Bob Moog Foundation here. So
Sadly,
know
no
that,
Michelle this
she
year.
couldn't make it. She's sick.
But there's Hopper, right? The guy in the blue shirt with the long hair and the ponytail. We called him Hopper at Super Booth last.
Oh, yeah?
I can't remember what his actual name is, but he looks like Hopper from Stranger Things.
How you doing? I was requested to put you on camera. I'm on Synth Network with Robbie.
Oh, hey. Robbie. Andrew. Welcome to NAMM.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
that's it, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Yeah.
So I hope Michelle is doing better.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, send our regards.
Send her a selfie.
Oh, yeah, sure. Marco, who's that guy?
Oh look, is that Metley?
Thank you. See ya.
I'm telling him they're not on yet, are they?
You probably remember that's my online.
If that's Metley, go and kick him up the arse, will you?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's got to throw that mint down his throat
Oh yeah.
whilst grabbing his crotch.
Yeah, you're live right now.
Oh, I'm live?
Yeah.
Well, hi, everybody.
See, now, now he knows he's on camera.
He's going to behave.
Somebody
Right.
playing the
Head over to
Genos
our
2
booth,
somewhere.
because,
Go and get
Marinelli
Metley,
did the
Metley.
Oh, we miss
What's one of
Metley.
those?
Goodness
Wi-Fi's
me.
much better. I'm going to stay on the Wi-Fi today. The 5G in here stinks.
You miss
What
Mike
happened?
Metley. He's not here.
Andrew.
is he? Hey, can you hear us?
I didn't see Mike. Where?
He was on the Moog stand, the Moog Foundation
was?
stand.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Go and kick his scrawny.
Come punch him in
I
the
have to
face.
give a ride to the Hookah Big tomorrow, so I got to talk to him anyway. Oh, yeah, there he is. I see him.
If
There
you
we
don't see
go.
him, you'll hear him.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Just give him the wanker sign.
Andy.
Say hi to PSN. You're live.
Hi, guys. Having a lot of fun here. This is Patrick Moraz's.
Yeah, exactly. Patrick Moraz.
Oh, so that's not Patrick Moraz.
I'll restore that for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
And most important remote synthesizer ever. Liberation, baby.
Celebration, huh?
Is he schlepping his book there? He is,
I think
isn't
so.
Almost certainly.
he? He's schlepping his own book.
Good for him.
Are you haggling for books?
Oh, and I'm going to show you people. This is my paperback copy. It's the only one. It's mine, and it has a bunch of signatures in it.
Okay. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can?
Everyone who's still alive.
Yeah.
We can actually hear him without your microphone.
Yeah, we can hear him across the Atlantic.
It's great to see everybody.
Yeah.
I've already been over the bother.
Yeah. And then I need to talk to you later about the ride. So.
Well done, Steve.
I didn't know. I already told him.
Oh, and by the way, people, sorry, no ponytail.
Hey, by the way, you forgot to say hello, you people in the computer.
Oh, well, but on an iPhone.
It is a small computer.
All right.
They
Mike.
really are this time.
Hello, all you nice people in the computer.
There you go.
That's scary.
Thank you.
We can still grab your crutch, Mike.
Andy,
Isn't it
Yeah.
funny how that mini Moog looks like the Ultravox one? It's almost identical to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
It looks that shit.
Andy, we're going to go and do another news topic. We'll come back to you in a little while, yeah?
No worries. Yeah, I'm going to the
Okay.
art booth, I guess. Thanks.
Cool. Lovely stuff. Right, there he is. That's Andy, SynthAddict. Big round of applause for him, everyone.
Ow.
Oh, careful. Doing the rounds at, what is it? NAMM, that's it.
You had to be there, man.
Yeah.
You had to be there.
Staffordshire Farmers Market.
It's looking good. It's looking good. So there you go. We'll come back to Andy because I've got him on like a little monitor here. So when I see something cool and fun, I'll bring him back in.
Make it
But-
unboxing.
Yay!
Start the trend.
Yeah. All right, hang
Battery
on.
lost.
Oh, no,
Anyway,
must have been a
what
box.
should we do next? Let's see. What other news has there been this week? Why don't we talk about this? And there we go. That is Arturia's Pigments 5, which has just been released. It's a free update for everyone that is already a Pigments owner. If you're not, then it's currently, I think, well, depending on, again, the Arturia do this thing where depending on what you've already got, they'll give you a discount. So you might get it for $69 or $99, I think, is the introductory price. Pigments, piglets, and all of those other pig-related puns that tend to come out of this. This is a brilliant synthesizer. There's not a huge amount of changes in this, but there's enough to make it worthwhile. And there are 3 brand new preset packs as well that have been launched alongside it, which you can do bundles of and what have you. But it is such an incredible piece of software.
Yeah.
Totally, I wouldn't say not totally unique, but very unique in what it does and how it does it. And it's just incredibly easy to get into and a real kind of sound designer's workhorse. But yeah, it's a cracking thing. Did anybody, are you Pigments users? Have you
I
updated?
got 4.
Yeah,
I got 4, yeah.
Any reason why you haven't done the free update yet?
Because I only just found out about it.
Oh, there we go.
That's why I watched this show.
I see. Inform and educate at the same time.
So
Cool stuff.
So we'll be getting that later on. Or now, maybe. Bye.
Yeah, it's cracking good stuff. One of the new things on there is this new play feature, which is essentially, a stripped back interface, but specifically for playing. So it gets rid of all the really sort of detailed stuff, and it just gives you what you want on the screen, very quickly, very easy to get into. But yeah, lots of really cool things on there. Andy, any thoughts on this? Have you played with this? Are you a fan?
I've played with it. I don't own it. I've been vacillating just because of the way I tend to work. But I think one of the things that I've noticed with this new version is they're supporting much greater degree of multi-core processing. So it's going to be a much lighter hit on processing. I think that's been a worry for some people. It's just Pigments is just one of those synths that everyone says you must have. And whenever I've played with it, I thought, it is nice, but it feels a bit like going to the dark side for me. So at the moment, I'm kind of going, I like hardware.
Yeah,
I do, but I'm close.
Yes. No, it's you said one of the key things that is good about this is the fact that it has become less CPU intensive, which means that you can do more or have more of it, more instances of it open at any time. And I've noticed, all right, so I know that I'm very fortunate and have a Mac Studio which just eats these things for breakfast. And I was playing around with it, and it was only knocking up, 2 to 5 CPU percentages. It was very, very good. Yes, if you want to go massive on it, it's going to start eating, but it's way better than it was. So that's really cool. Also, you can feed external audio through it now, which is another nice new feature, which is rather good. Just having a quick look through what else is new here. So
do you mean like Mike Metley? You could feed Mike Metley through it.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
That would.
Yeah. But yeah, so your external audio, you got the play feature, FX routing that can be sent pre or post the insert effects. So that means you can send process audio into spatial effects and stuff like that. There's 100 new factory presets, and then there's these 3 expansion packs which are currently on offer that kind of really show off its new features. And yeah, it's not a massive groundbreaking update, but there's enough in there to make to warrant a new version. And of course, if you already own Pigments, which I know a lot of people do, it is a free update, which is always good. And who was I talking? Was it Ty that I was talking about this with earlier this week? And how wouldn't it be interesting if Arturia came up with a hardware Pigments?
Oh gosh, that would be just so appealing, wouldn't it?
But and this person whose name escapes me, it probably was Ty. He's probably shouting at the screen right now, as he always does. But can you imagine that because Pigments is a really powerful synth. There's a lot going on there, especially all those little different coloured, waveform generator things and stuff. Can you imagine kind of replicating that in hardware? That'd be quite a task, and maybe not as intuitive as a piece of software could be. But even take that engine somehow and simplify it for hardware.
I don't think you'd have to simplify it. I think you'd have to think very carefully about how because it's because of the way it works as a plug-in. You can do a lot with it. There's no reason at all why you can't do that in hardware other than cost. There's more than enough processing power out there to run it now.
Yeah.
It's just how you do. It's about the UI rather than anything else.
Yeah.
And as soon as you put a decent UI on with lots and lots of knobs and buttons, that becomes a bit more
The thing is with
of a
Pigments,
challenge.
Pigments has inspired and influenced the Arturia software paradigm in terms of its interfaces and everything else that it's done, because I think it hit such a sweet spot that so many people really liked it that Arturia said, we'd be stupid enough to not take inspiration. If you look at a lot of their newer stuff, particularly Mini V, for example, Mini Freak V, you look at that and there's a lot of Pigments influence, certainly the interface. So yeah, it would be good. And
it would probably need multiple screens, to be fair, to make it work well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I think, I don't know, I'm not saying this from a point of any knowledge whatsoever, but I think we're owed a new Arturia hardware synth sometime soon. I think it's been a while since Polybrute. All right, we had the Mini Freak. That was about a year ago, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably more than that. I'm wondering if there's going to be a new hardware synth from Arturia.
Well,
It feels time,
It feels like it could be time, but I think this will take. Well, who knows? Here's the thing. They have made this more CPU efficient, which does sort of tick a box or two, doesn't it?
It does. It
For
would do, yeah.
taking it into hardware. It's just about how you manage that hardware.
Indeed.
So, and they haven't fired a blank yet, have they?
How about breaking all the bits out and put them in Eurorack? Not a bad shout, Paul. Not a bad
Especially
shout.
the sequencer.
Yeah, I don't know if Arturia would want to go down the Eurorack route, but they've certainly got plenty of technology they could put into various bits and bobs. It would be interesting, but we shall see. I mean, the year is but young, and
For sure.
I don't think Arturia. Have they got a stand at NAMM? I've not heard anybody say, "Oh, we've been to the Arturia stand." yet.
NAMM.
NAMM. Who owns Arturia these days? Says Dead Man Walking. I believe it's Arturia. I still think they're a completely independent company, as far as I know. I've not heard any different.
I heard they were owned by Doris Day.
Doris Day. Okay, Sirrah. Indeed.
What?
Uppies what?
What?
What? Uppies what, did you say?
What?
What?
He's delirious.
Watching the same
It's the wank jury. It's the wank jury. It's delirious.
It's the meds.
Yes, as Andrew points out, they have released cases for Eurorack, but they've never released actual modules. So yeah, be interesting. Be interesting to see. I hope not, because I'd rather they do. I was going to say a proper synthesizer. That was going to get me shot down in
Oh, I
flames.
see. Case Syrah. Yeah,
The
okay,
pig
again.
freak.
Right.
I think we know who that is. So the former. Anyway, let's not go there.
Yeah, we've got to be careful what we say because we upset some people.
We do upset certain
I
people.
thought that was the point.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Well,
Oh, okay.
It's very true. Right, okay. Let's see, what else can we talk about at the moment? What's new?
there's almost no other news. Almost none.
Oh no, there is this.
Is there?
Hey, this party's a little too quiet. Let's liven it up with my favorite, Mr. Beatbox.
What's that?
Well, you just plug it in, press some buttons, hit play, and...
Hey, look at me! I'm a drummer!
Introducing Mr. Beatbox from Chairco. Use it at home, at a bar, or even in the car.
Hey, babe, we'll be back to pick you up later.
Mr. Beatbox includes these hit rhythms and more. Professional entertainers use Mr. Beatbox, and you can too. And for only $49, Mr. Beatbox will make a great Valentine's Day gift. Mr. Beatbox from Chairco, coming February 14th. Product name and features subject to change.
This is the new thing, which is brilliant. Those song titles, they're superb.
They're just the best ever.
It is.
They're
Really good. So this is new from Cherry Audio, our good friends over there. It's coming out February the 14th. I think it's safe to assume that it's got something to do with drums.
Possibly.
I've heard lots of people speculating as to what it might be, and I'm pretty sure they're right, but we're not at liberty to say. But yeah, it's this is going to be good.
BP45.
Yeah. I think this is going to be very, very good. But yeah, there's more on that over at the Cherry Audio website, of course. Well, I say more. There's just a few little scant details, and of course, it will be launched on the 14th in the time-old. I can't even get my words out today. The time-honoured tradition of a 6 p.m. UK time airing of the premiere, which is 10 a.m. of course.
Robert, Cherry, you're just all brilliant at these adverts.
Well, that
They're my
was.
favourite.
I think that particular video was Robert, and Mal Meehan, and Mitchell. Oh no, James Terrace I think was in there as well. But yeah, it was a complete in-house job.
It just made me smile. Look,
Yeah, it's
made
very
me
good.
smile.
Any thoughts on what it might be?
Yes.
Okay.
No idea. Would it? I don't know. Would it be like a stylophone?
No, it's clearly a 3D printer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obvious.
yeah, that's what it is. 3D. I'm with Kent.
Yeah.
No, this is going to be brilliant. When you say 14th?
14th of February. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on and launch
And
it.
Marked.
didn't I say at some point last year when we were speculating as to what Cherry Audio might do? Didn't I say they should do something with drums? Have
Yes.
I actually inspired Cherry Audio, or was that purely a coincidence?
You said send us the check.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think you did. I seem to recall. It was.
Well, you were
something that was
making a
kind
lot of noise
glossy.
in there. So I imagine you did well.
Robert says I did say that.
Yep. There you go.
I'm waiting.
Thank you,
for my
Robert, for confirming.
check. There we go. Yeah. So February 14th, which of course is Valentine's Day.
Oh, I thought you were going to
So-
say 2 weeks away.
Well, almost. Yeah. Should we try and get him on the show again?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
It's always good. It's always a good laugh.
Of course.
Indeed.
All
And we
that
can-
empty space in the window there.
yeah.
Put them down there somewhere.
Yeah, they're going to go either side.
Yeah.
I must stop moving my hand around.
There's-
We could
there's
have a
no-
naked unboxing.
Yeah.
Look, lots of blue carpet at
Oh.
NAMM.
Oh, hang
Is
on a
it
minute.
carpet though?
Lots of people walking around with
Oh,
backpacks.
fire extinguisher.
Oh, who's this? Anyone? He's got a keytar. Hang on, let's have a listen to this.
Couldn't find my trousers this morning, so I left my pajamas on.
See,
Oh no,
So-
that's tomorrow's night, isn't it?
on record.
Get in there. I need that guy's business card. Look at that.
Okay, I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
we got
It's
this
a
over
little
here.
pricey, isn't it?
Mr. Marinelli.
Mr. Marinelli.
And I believe that's Manny Fernandez's pigtail. Marcus Ryle, just over there.
Yes. Hey, done.
SynthAddict.
Say hi to President Network.
How are you?
You're live.
Oh, is that Robbie? Is Ken
Yeah,
and
Robbie
Roy?
and Kent and everybody.
Hello, guys.
How are you guys?
Like,
Your
can they
demo
see us,
starts
by the
soon.
way?
I miss it.
There's Dr. Mix.
10 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Come on over.
I will. I will. Thank you. Every chance.
Well, it's just like a lens full of legends, isn't it? Marinelli and Fernandez and Dr. Mix.
Hey,
And
say hi
there's
to Robbie and
the-
PSN crew.
Tina.
You know me on my knees moving t-shirts around.
Oh, really? You're live.
It's
Say
not
hi.
that difficult to get Dina on her knees.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going well, tell her.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Where is it?
We're gonna start off at the Movie Association, and then we're gonna come back here.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Where's Andrew
White
Ward?
face.
Andrew Ward's supposed to be there. And Alison Cassidy. Where's Alison?
Marcus Ryle.
Yep, Mr. Ryle. Somebody with something slung over his shoulder there. I don't recognise.
Not a bit of tree.
Oh, a bit of tree.
Good stuff.
Nice one.
Good done.
It's a KX5 he's got dressed up.
I heard you're a drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roberto.
I think I'm in the wrong space.
Yeah, yeah. Ah, you can drum the synth. Yeah. Cool.
Dishing out the fags.
No, mints. Just to show you need mints, let's do a bad breath.
Special recreational fags.
It's a
Gotta
big
be
shot of the
careful
booth.
of using- yeah,
Wow.
very nice.
So you can win a mini ARC 2600. It's a raffle.
Nice.
And there's the ad for him playing shortly.
Oh, that's coming soon, is it? Cool.
In a few minutes, yeah.
Excellent.
So if you want to stay on at some point, you can pop me in. I'm going to go record it. So.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll go and do a news item, and then we'll hopefully come back to you, and that'll be hopefully around the right time.
And there's the man.
Wrestling.
There's the man himself.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Oh, look.
Cool.
He's
Thank you.
not only is he on the show, but he's watching right there as well.
Modern technology.
There, see, look at that. Yeah. Dave Rossum. Dave Rossum.
Meta. He's,
Dave, hello, Dave. Hello, matey.
This is just like, yeah. Was that Urs Heckman that just walked? That was Urs Heckman that just walked past.
oh, I missed. Oh, maybe. It's a tall guy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's him over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oops. Can't zoom
Cool
it.
stuff. All right. All right, and Andy, thanks for that.
No problem. See
We'll
you
come
soon.
back to you. Yeah, we'll come back to you soon.
Okay. All right.
Andy SynthAddict again. With more live NAMM footage. I mean, you couldn't get more
Royalty.
synth royalty in one
They are.
picture. Dina Perlman, Marcus Ryle, Dave Rossum, Anthony Marinelli, Manny Fernandez, Dr. Mix,
And some bloke with a stick.
and some bloke with a stick slung over his shoulder,
Yeah.
pretending to be cool with all the synth guys and just failing.
He just throws it.
I'm
for
sure
the
he's a
dogs.
very lovely person, but yeah. Andy is our very own Kate Adie. For those not inside the UK, Kate Adie was one of this country's greatest war reporters.
war correspondent. Was she?
Yeah, she did some amazing things. And yes, he is. So there you go.
Yeah, she's
More
doing
from
NAMM.
Andy, as and when. He's still he's being a bit weird. Look, he's filming them. We'll come back to him later. Yeah, and of course Dina's husband, Ruperto, was there as well, which is rather cool. I've never seen him.
He's still
live.
got my shirt and that hat. I want them both.
I know
The
he's
shirt and
so
hat.
cool.
I want them.
He's so cool. Anyway, let's do this piece of news, and then hopefully once we've passed through this, we will have some more stuff from Andy with featuring Anthony Marinelli playing. So that'd be rather cool. So let's talk about this. Stop talking out of your glass, they said. UVI, this is the Glass Orchestra, which I think the clue is in the name. This is all glass samples, not modelling, as some people have been alluding to. This is completely sample-based, and it's the new library from UVI, currently on offer at €129. This is a rather nice thing. I got to play with this the other day, and there are some really, really nice glass. I mean, it's all glass stuff, so you kind of get, there's not a huge amount of variation, but there is. If you know, does that make sense?
Well, isn't this the one that was sampled by Chris Toole?
Hang on a minute. Where's the button? There it is.
Sorry, I glazed over for a minute.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all the puns are coming in here.
Oh,
Will it
God,
shatter
yes.
the internet? Oh, dear. All
We better
glass
take a
dropping.
break.
It's so transparent.
Oh, dear. So what this is a whole range of glass instruments that have been lovingly and meticulously sampled by the wonderful folks over there at UVI. And it incorporates, let's have a look at the instruments that it has in there. So you've got a glass gamelan, you've got glass bells, you've got seraphim, which is wine glasses, played in various ways. There's a crystal bachet. I have no idea what that is. It's one of those.
It's one of them.
It's one of them.
It's a big long thing, isn't it?
A marimba, a glass harp, a glass harmonica, which is, I've seen those, and they spin, and you do put your hands on them and stuff.
You've got to wet your finger.
Yeah, and cymbal bells, and a verrophone, and chimes, and a tympanon, and a balafon, and a carillon, and a triangle. And all of these instruments exist within this wonderful instrument. And of course, it has a really nice interface. Let's just bring that up there as it scrolls through. So,
Can you run two sounds at the same time?
no. So you load up an instrument, but
So
of
it's
course-
not. So it's old. It's old. It's not double glazing then.
Oh, jeez.
No, that's the best one. I'm sorry, that's the best one. I'm grown with. Does it run on Windows?
Oh no!
No, that wins outright. We're done.
Where is that?
We're done.
Where is it? Where is it? I can't see it. There we go.
I think it just went off the top there.
There you go. No, absolutely. Stop sending your puns. That one wins.
Yeah, we're done. We're moving on.
Yeah, you smashed it there.
I'm sure I have seen a library very, very similar to this, but many, many moons ago.
Yeah,
I think it was an 8DO one.
possibly.
It might have been a fluffy audio one. It's hard to remember. It's like the sample libraries come at me.
I remember
Thing.
there used to be a lot of samples around. I think Steve Howell did a whole bundle of glass samples
Probably.
for the Akai's and such. So there's always been this sort of interest, but no one's put together, as far as I know, such a complete.
Agreed. Yeah.
A complete set, and I have to say, I find it quite interesting.
It's a large collection of instruments. Let's see if I can bring it up. No, properly. Where are we? UVI. Let's use Falcon. I can't find your Falcon. This is the preparation that goes into the show. There we go. Let's Falcon.
Yeah.
Have you tried the bird stand?
And here we go. It's just firing up.
Go on one
so,
side, then it'll be window lean. There we go.
Oh, jeez.
There we go.
Stop.
Yeah, we're
with
done.
that.
We're done.
We're done.
Or,
Okay.
as Steve Elbows has just said, sustained glass windows. No, I still think Does It Run on Windows is the best one.
Yeah.
I quite like double glazing.
So let's have a quick. Let's see if I can bring this into the show. So I'm going to have to stop that one and present this one and bring in that and go to Window and go to Falcon, and there it is. Right.
Or
and
not.
I do
There we
this.
go.
Look at that. Okay. So as you can see, there are 15 different instruments in there. So each one's separate in its own separate folder, and you open that, and then you've got categories within that. So you've got bow and effects on the gamelan, and then you've got mallet basics, and you've got mallet split velocities, and all this kind of stuff. So these are all individual instruments that you can call up. at any one time. And then there's, apart from those 15 instruments, which all contain lots of different wonderful things, there's specific folders for arps and sequences. As you can see, there's quite a few of those, mallets and plucks, and these are all programs that have been developed using the individual instruments. So you've got synth pads and all sorts of wonderful things in there. And if I turn my controller on, which I might be able to do from there, and just hope that the MIDI is working, because I had to shuffle all of this around today to let the plumber get into my radiators, who misses.
You're a bit of an optimist, really, aren't you?
I've just realised that I haven't plugged it back in.
Yeah, you are
so
a bit
I can't
of an optimist.
demonstrate that. But for
that
example,
glass looks half empty.
yes.
No,
So
it's
this
half-
is basically your one-stop shop for anything glass-related that
Yeah.
you want to put into any track you're doing.
Yep. Quite nice, isn't it?
That is quite a nice pad, that will make.
How many pennies?
So this, believe it or not, is on offer at the moment for a mere, let's just bring it, 129 euros,
It's not too bad.
which has got 35% off at the moment. Of course, that is available for a limited time at that price. Also worth pointing out, of course, that if you are a UVI Sonic Pass subscriber, you've already got this. It's in your library. Go and get it. Fill your boots. But yeah, it's... You kind of get the idea with a lot of the... I went through a lot of these patches, and they're all...
Shades of Nova chord.
It's very... what's the word? Esoteric?
Ethereal?
Ethereal. I think, yeah. Well, maybe it's both. Keep finding patches made with blooming glasses. Or the seraphim.
In a glass library. Who thought?
Here we go. Here's a glass
Who'd have thought
harmonica.
that?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, I like these ones.
Yeah, these are nice.
Yeah.
And you can pick different versions of that. For example, if you go to the glass harmonica folder, for example, there, you've got percussive, striking it with no motor, or rotating fast or rotating slow, and all this. So there's lots of variety in here. You're getting a lot for your money. This is this is called a Crystal Bachet Basic Rub Slow Full.
It's a Friday night. You'd expect nothing less.
About 25 quid.
Very interesting sounds. Honestly, I really like it. I didn't
Very
think
useful
I would.
for soundscaping.
Yes, it's definitely something for the ambient amongst us. Matt
Something
Evans
you
is
can move
joining
around.
in there. Glasses, I can't see it myself.
Stop whining.
Dear. No. I still think Homegrown's Does It Run on Windows
Yeah.
is the best one. But yeah, this is available for, of course, UVI Falcon, and of course it can work in their free workstation as well. Also worth pointing out that this, and I haven't seen Steve Elbows mention this yet, blimey. Oh yeah, there you go. He has mentioned it, of course. He wouldn't let me down. It does support MPE. Unfortunately, I think does the Hydrasynth output MPE?
Is that multi-pane enhancement?
Yeah. I need to get the studio back together again, but I can't if they're going to rip out my radiators. So I need to try it with the Hydrasynth to see exactly what it does. But I do believe, so just to wrap this bit up of the show, UVI's Glass Orchestra is available now. It's 129 euros, works in UVI Workstation, and UVI's Falcon is available now directly from UVI, and you can also subscribe to their Sonic Pass for 20-something pounds a month and get everything they do, including this. However, we need to bring in
told Mark, I said,
this guy.
if I started 5 view, my wife would be.
If you already have some, right?
I have no 5 view.
I thought you had a little bit. No. I know Robert has a little bit. Like Robert has like 4 or 5 pieces.
I
Yeah.
have no idea what part of the conversation we've just dropped in on. I thought we were seeing Anthony
sorry, guys.
Marinelli for a minute. I thought we were seeing.
Well, we
I thought
are.
we'd
He's
sat down.
getting set up.
Ah, okay.
Well, he sat down. They have this, I guess, so you can listen without the noise. They give this as well, but it's supposed to go over the speakers.
Okay.
But I guess they're having issues or something.
Well, if you wave in front of the camera, because I'm watching you all the time.
Yeah.
You wave your hand, and then I'll know to come to you. Yeah, do that.
All right, no
Yeah.
problem.
And then we'll come to you. All right. Cheers, Andy.
Okay.
He was cleaning his glass there. Did you notice?
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get to hear a little bit of Anthony Marinelli playing live at some point. We need to get Anthony back on the show at some point because he was super cool.
For his part in the final countdown.
Indeed. Right. And on that bombshell,
Yeah.
let's see. I'll tell you what. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this because you're the guys in the house that can do all of this. So let me just get rid of that. So one of the things that launched at NAMM yesterday, I believe it was, something we've been expecting. We didn't quite know when it was going to appear, but it appeared yesterday. And for all of you lucky Yamaha Montage M owners, ESP for Montage M is now available, albeit in its basic form, because there's going to be apparently an even more prolific and featured version coming out towards the summer, so we're told. And I don't think we really kind of fully understood what ESP for Montage M would be and how it would work. And now we do, because Blake has been writing about it. He's been demonstrating it over at NAMM. Nick Batt from Sonic State, again, has an excellent video talking to Blake and having him run through this. ESP for Montage M is a software version of the Montage M. Without any exception. It is that instrument as a plugin. And you don't need to have it connected to a Montage M. However, you need to own a Montage M to get it, because every Montage M shipped with a code, and you redeem that code, I believe, in Steinberg's software download assistant. That's it. And then you get your copy of this. So I'm that's it. That's the basic premise of it. It is an entire montage in a plugin. How big is the download, by the way?
7.5 gigs.
Yeah, 7.4 something.
That's not as bad as I was thinking. I was thinking it might actually be a lot bigger than that, because it's got everything in there. And of course it's got the ANX engine in there.
Yeah.
It's got all the AWM2 samples in there. And according to you guys, you cannot tell the difference.
Nope.
Well, no, you can't. It's there we go. And here it is. Look. That's my copy of it. So it looks pretty similar to the original. There's not all the features in here, but everything you do works. Everything seems to, do the thing it's supposed to do. Although it's not, as you can see, actually doing an awful lot to reflect some of the changes. But it's a great thing, and it does all of the presets on here. You can swap freely between here and there, and the keyboard here. So between the two of them, it's actually, it sounds glorious. It's quite CPU heavy, or rather the latency. You need to adjust the latency to have enough cycles for it to do everything, because there's a lot going on.
Right.
Certainly some of the more complex patches. But it's glorious. It's just so nice to have it here. Pain in the ass to install, but a really, 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 really good thing.
So a couple of questions. If you've got it hooked up, can you use your hardware Montage M to adjust the parameters in the plugin? So can you use the Montage M as a one-for-one controller?
I believe so, but I actually haven't got it hooked up because the driver, the ACO driver, is not playing ball at the moment. It's something I'm doing, I'm sure. I only got the downloads and everything about 2 hours before the show, so I believe that's the case.
Well, that's one thing. So the other thing was just completely.
Or rather, I believe that you can if you wish to, because there's going to be times when you don't want that to happen, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And the way that Blake was demonstrating is that he was doing something in the software and then zapping it down to the hardware and then playing it there and then doing it, vice versa, so that we could see that whatever you created in the hardware or the software was compatible with the other thing.
But this is a kind of light version.
Yeah,
so the full version's coming later in the year.
Can you is that window size fixed, or can you expand?
At the moment it's fixed. Yeah, at the moment it's fixed. So you can't actually change it. This is on a 4K screen. But you can't do anything to resize it. However, I'm sure that it will come to it. But you know what? It's not a bad size. I actually would like more of it. I'd like to be able to see the whole thing, but I'm sure they'll get that to come.
Because the other thing is where you see that picture of we might have to nip away in just a second. Where you see that picture of the Montage M underneath, I guess there's going to be stuff there, isn't there, in the more detailed version?
There will be.
Let's come back to this. I've just had the waving hand. So let me just remove that, and we'll bring him up there. So this is anti-NAMM live
good?
at NAMM.
First of all, thank you everyone for coming to NAMM and being here for this presentation. I want to make it fun today, and I'm here to answer questions. And also, if you want to challenge me,
Can you guys hear it okay?
and even better,
It's a bit quiet.
if you've never played on 2600, I'm welcoming you to come up.
Probably not a lot you can do about that.
So you can get a couple minutes on it. These are all different ways we can go. I'm here to go any way we want to go.
A lot of audio
because I
compression
want it to
going
be
on.
for you guys.
Yeah, they should make it louder. I'm not sure why.
I love the R2600. I grew up with it. I was fortunate enough to pull some money together when I was about 17 years old and get an R2600. I bought it from Jerry Goldsmith, who is a very successful film composer, and he had just finished Logan's Run. So he used it on that film. And I was playing organs and trying to synthesize on an organ, and which is kind of like additive synthesis in the digital realm, right? Bringing up sine waves. So when I got to the 2600, I buried myself, and I really learned it and I practiced it. So I would encourage everyone who's really trying to get better at an analog synthesizer to practice it. Whatever it is, even a plugin, you can practice it. Put a rig together. Make sure you have the right, knobs and sliders. If it's virtual, and if you can get on any kind of real analogs, like real life one or something, that's three-dimensional, then do it and practice it because you'll learn about sound. Now, I like to break down sound in terms of 4 basic properties: pitch, timbre, duration, and amplitude. And I look at the synthesizer in that way. The oscillators are pitch, the filter is timbre, the envelope generators are duration, and amplitude is the VCA. Voltage control amplifier. So the R2600 lays out the sound perfectly vertically, the way I just described it, but then also look at it from the bottom up. Now, those are the sounds that make the audio move around, like LFOs. So I can take a slow-moving oscillator, and anything I patch this direction makes the sound move. Anything I patch this direction is kind of what you're hearing. So that's like a basic breakdown. So who wants to come on up now and try something? You should do it. Oh, don't be shy, get up there. Do it. It's like a music show, right?
Let's watch somebody embarrass themselves and then.
Name, please. It was awesome. We met just the other day at a talk upstairs. So, do you have experience with synthesizers? Don't you understand? Actual sliders. But do you understand that you like the sound of them? Okay, it's important. It's the starting place.
I think I'm going to
And
draw a
what do you
line
like about
there
it?
just for a moment until maybe there's some.
There was
music.
supposed to be some audio. They were
Yeah.
playing it earlier, and it sounded amazing. But
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Well, I'll keep you in there. Give us a wave if something really cool comes
Some
on.
synthy
Yeah.
goodness comes up. I'll wave.
So
Yeah.
what sound do
Nice
you
one.
want today?
Cool stuff. All right, Andy. Thank you. There we go. Right. It was just a little bit. I was finding it really difficult to kind of hear and understand what
Shall
was
I
going
go
on.
and have a look in the storeroom, see if we've got a 2600 in there?
And we could do our own version.
And do our own version there.
We could do our own version.
Yeah.
So do you want to cut back to this and I'll show you some more?
Yeah, let's do that. So before we moved over there, we were talking about Montage ESP. Montage
We were.
ESP.
So
indeed.
you've got lots and lots of different
Let's make this full
categories, pads, choirs, strings, synths, whatever. If we just go with any one of these, you can then switch between the view of the patch select view and the control view. And here, if we click on any one of these parts, so if we click on, let's say this one, you get all of the settings for that part. So you can see you've got the volumes for each thing. You've got whether or not it's got any of the woggle wheel. I can't remember what they called it. The super wheel, super knob, or
Super
something.
knob.
You've got note shift. You've got the
called?
different filters on each of the voices that are being used, or each of the presets that are being used. You've got all of the sort of cutoff, resonance, the depth of the filter. You can change the amplitudes and things. So it's pretty comprehensive, and you can select pretty much everything and anything you want. So it's pretty comprehensive even as it stands. It just feels a little clunky and a little long-winded in places, but it's going to get there. And the fact is, if I come to here, I can see all the things that I can see on my on the main keyboard.
On the hardware,
so
yeah.
It's a lovely, lovely thing.
Yeah, because I'm struggling to understand what the next version of this will actually bring. Because my reason is because I don't actually have a Montage M to understand what the differences are. I mean, is there stuff that you can't do on the plugin at the moment that you can do in the hardware?
Yes, I mean, it may be I haven't found it yet, but there's things like we've got the performance category search and banks and favourites and things. But what I'm not seeing is the live performance categories.
Okay.
So I'm missing that. That's where you bring together lots of different parts on 16 channels, or as many as you want, where you can build up a really, really dense mix of different sounds. So I'm not seeing that, and that's where a lot of the power of this thing is.
Could you show us the ANX section?
I could do. Let's find let's go to init. So let's go to a straight. Here we go. We'll go to boom. This is the ANX. This is
Okay, let's bring this up.
and here we go. So we've got one ANX instituted here, as it were. So how do we get that to copy to here? But here we've got, for instance, we've got the filter. We've got the actual. Where is it? I can't find it now. That's the problem. Somewhere. Oh, here we go. There's some more here. I'm not seeing the waveform, which is what I was expecting to see.
Yeah, because I was kind of expecting to see some sort of common.
Oh, here we go. So sawtooth.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. So here we've got all the different main waveforms here, and then you have the ability to change them. Now, the thing I'm missing here is on the main hardware, you can see the shaping changing as you're doing this. So you get to see the shape, and it reflects what's going on.
Okay.
This isn't doing it, but you've got, sync pitch, pulse width, shaping, LFOs, all sorts. All of that's here. It's just we're not really seeing what it's doing. And you've got, so for instance, you've got the LFO for each of the oscillators down here. So you can add LFO, you can put it on onto a mod wheel or whatever else. But at the moment, this is all looking a bit. The modulation side of this is looking a bit less than easy, shall we say? But it's certainly showing a lot of what's here. It's not yet showing all of what's here.
Do you think maybe what we're not seeing is because this is, as they've been gone to great pains to say this is a basic version of the plugin, and that the full version is going to have maybe a larger, more detailed interface, because this looks almost like they've got all the components, they just haven't figured out how to put them in an intuitive way.
Well,
I don't know.
That I have to say that's kind of what it is more intuitive on the hardware.
Yeah.
But it's still, even on that, it feels... We've just had a new firmware update, by the way, which I installed literally minutes before the show. So I've not had a chance to look to see if they've improved that as well, because it does feel a little clunky in places. But the sounds coming off it, wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's got the sound engine, that's for sure. And it's got some basic editing features, but it looks like there's more that could be done and probably will be done. So it looks like they've probably just said, look, let's get this out in some fashion, and we'll get this out in spring, or at the beginning of the year for NAMM. Come summertime, which is what I'm told is the relative time that we're supposed to expect the full version, they can come up with something that looks a bit because I'm trying to figure out where this sits in people's worlds, because at the moment, of course, it's obviously only for Montage M owners or Montage M owners who have sold the code to a friend. So if anybody wants to sell me a code, I'd love one. At least then I can play around with it. But
I think it's only one download per code. So
exactly. But if somebody has a Montage and couldn't give two monkeys about the software and wants to get rid of the code, they could. Or as Wagyu said in the chat, there might be lots of people buying Montage M's online, getting them, copying the code, and then saying, nah, you know what, not for me, return it. And then I don't know how they'd manage that. But I'm just trying to think.
It's odd because we've now got the FM engine up here, and I'm not seeing any of the changes to tuning. If I introduce operators and I change the tuning one way or another,
it looks very basic, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm not seeing that change in the waveform. So so it would, that, and that's. I mean, we didn't on the DXs either. So hurrah! But that's what I'm seeing on here. I'm actually able to see the changes, which does make make it a better experience. So that'll come though.
But who is this for? I mean, obviously it's for Montage M owners, so that they can do stuff on the computer and then zap it down to their keyboard and vice versa. You can go backwards and forwards between the two. Got that. Now, assuming that at some point in the future Yamaha sell this as a plug-in to anybody,
they will.
Which we think they will.
Yeah,
but
they will.
Who's going to buy it? Is it because this is such a massive instrument with
if you hear it,
samples.
No, if you hear it, you'll understand. Once you hear that, well, you've played the hardware. That's the sound you get off of this. So you've got three massive engines. You've got the ANX by itself is worth the price of entry, and then you've got the FM. I mean, at the moment, it's not doing everything I would expect it to in terms of giving me the feedback when I'm making adjustments, but the sound is all there, and the sound on this thing is astonishing. And what's really interesting is on the hardware, there was a big, there was lots of talk about how they'd improved the analog out section, the D2As, and the analog amplifiers going out to the line outs, and this sounds really like the output from this. It's a lot better than I was expecting it. In fact, it's pretty much identical.
Yeah.
So just as an engine, just as a sound engine with all the libraries, yeah.
Yeah,
Ken,
it sounds.
yeah. What's that we're hearing? Is that the hardware or the software?
You're hearing both. If I
Okay.
if I turn down the montage, I've called up the piano. You know, the basic piano for it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like- you've never got that piano, or
We can't hear it.
no?
No, can't hear it.
There's probably a reason for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's
It's
probably a
brought-
reason why you can't hear it, but you can hear the montage.
Yeah.
So it would have been that piano, because it is exactly the same software. I think one of the advantages of having this is that you can go beyond the capability of the internal processor by having you can build up layers and layers and layers and layers. If
Yeah,
you
because
so
obviously,
wish.
if you've got a powerful enough computer, you can have 4 or 5 instances of the Montage M plugin.
Well, if your computer will run it, you can have 16 instances of an entire montage at once. If you wanted to go that route, I mean, it'd be a bit of a mess, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, some of the parameters are quite easy to get to in the software over multiple button pushing and doobie doobie doo.
That is one of the advantages.
Yeah.
Once they get the UI sorted on this, there are going to be some things you can do on this a lot quicker. I
Yeah.
can see that. The fact that you can see everything. If we go to let's just go to. Never mind that. Let's go to strings. So let's go to the thing I'm looking at now, Seattle violins, for instance, and we bring this up. You can see you've got access to all of these levels really quickly and easily. So you can change. Just the fact that you can change the filter on 2 things at the same, pretty much right next door to each other. You can play around with the EQ. You can do just the key scaling. So if you're doing a performance, putting together a performance, and you want one to start there and finish there, or you want to put the crossfade in or whatever, it's much quicker than doing that with lots and lots of different button pushes on the keyboard. So for some of this, certainly for the sort of administrative side, as it were, it makes sense. I would like to see them bring out templates so that you can start defining a set of this kind of these kind of controls, so that you can say, I want to have this one where I've got crossfading, and these are the limits. Then you bring in the song, because that would save a lot of time when you're actually pulling something together, especially if you're putting your own things together, or doing a library or a live set. It's a good thing.
So,
but it's not there yet.
It's a double-edged sword, because the release of this as software, so you can have a montage without having a montage. I think the long term, I think Yamaha want to release this as a standalone plugin. Probably towards the end of the year, something like that. So it will it makes the experience of using the montage more interesting.
Also, these are heavy buggers.
Well, yeah. I mean,
really heavy. So
if
I
you
can
do
take
have
the
a powerful
montage-
laptop, you can take this. You can start
the laptop,
taking this.
Take
with
it
you.
live.
Yeah,
I can take it live and
and
use
you
a
just
different.
you can program your set on here, just up
Yeah.
it to the software, and boom, off you go. So all
and
the
I'm assuming
scenes,
that if you have a
rhythms, and
Poly
sequences.
Aftertouch keyboard, so say you've got a Poly Aftertouch controller,
Yeah.
the
Yeah, if you've got a
plugin
Mark
will-
III complete controller, you've got
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Hydro knocking about or whatever, boom, you got it.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Go on.
I've got a few £100 burning a hole in my pocket, and I want an all singing, all dancing plugin. Okay, I want something that can give me masses and masses of sample-based awesomeness, and other things besides. So I go to the marketplace today, and I've got options now. I've got, let's just say Montage M ESP is now a standalone thing.
Yeah.
I could go and buy a number of plugins, software instruments, whatever, for a few £100. Say, for example, Omnisphere. Let's just get that one out of the way. That's the elephant in the room here, I think.
Yeah.
Omnisphere does everything really, really nicely. It's a very nice piece of equipment. You could say Falcon is up there with, certainly even with the stock stuff. You can do a huge amount of stuff with it. Why Oh, I've got to just. We might have to cut to Andy in a minute. But why would I go for this over any of those others? What sets this apart?
The ANX engine is astonishing. The FM engine is astonishing.
Yeah, but that's by the way. I just want.
I think it's going to be personal
massive
taste.
one-stop shop.
Yeah,
It's just going to be personal taste. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
that it offers anything better than anything else.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not an Omnisphere or any of those things. It is for a player. It is for a player. And if you want to have a set of that gives you pretty much everything, a really good starting point for just about everything, and you can load your own samples in and do whatever, and it works. Whether or not you have one of these, it's a good thing. At the moment, no, because it doesn't do enough. You don't have enough immediate control. Modulation, don't know. Live library, don't know. But once that's sorted out, I'd say yeah.
Okay, here's another question for you. How much do you think this would be if it was standalone? What do you think they would go for?
I'm not sure they'll do it, but I'm really not. But if they did, it's going to be a few £100, isn't it, Kent?
I would have
Got to
thought
be.
so. Yeah.
This will be Omnisphere territory, won't it? It'll be $399 or something like that. You reckon?
Could very well be. Could very well be. But then it's $399 or $4.5K.
Yeah.
Or
three.
so
Yeah, even if you just go for an M6, that's still 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thick end of 3.
Yeah. Which is why I can't figure out why the Genos 2 is £1,000 more.
Steady. We don't want to upset our viewer.
Okay.
Our viewer.
That's like grey hair, old. Get off me lawn. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. But in terms of, is it better than another synth plugin? No.
I don't know.
But if it does sounds that you like, go for it.
Or, as Steve Elbows has posited in the chat, would they go subscription?
Now that they could well. That is something they could well do. That really is. That's kind of the Roland way of doing it, and that could be a very interesting way to do it, because then they can throw in libraries and whatever. Boom.
Because this is quite a new avenue for them, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. They've not. I don't
20
believe
quid
they've
a
done
month?
any plug-in instruments, have they?
Would
Ever?
you pay 10 quid, 10 quid, 15 quid, 20 quid a month for this?
Possibly. Possibly.
Yeah. Depends on whether it pushes the buttons or not.
can't
Like anything
find-
else.
I just can't find any way to get into
If they
modulation.
did it at like £30 a month, and then by the time I've given them $4,000, they say, "Here you go. You've now bought your M8X, and send me one of those." No, it's not going to happen. No, I like the fact that Yamaha are doing a plug-in. That's good news. It's about bloomin' time, and maybe this is the first of many. They've clearly. I'm guessing this is done in-house. I don't know if they've farmed this out to a third party like Roland do.
No idea.
But either way, they're now in the plug-in game, so that's good. That's a good thing. Yeah. The fact that you can get an entire montage sonic experience through the plug-in is great. Although, as you pointed out rightly so, Kent, that the real experience is by having the hardware, because that's
it's by using the machine. Absolutely. Yeah. But that's for people who are players.
Yeah.
If somebody's not really a player in that neck of the woods, this will be ideal. Absolutely ideal for them.
It's a beast, but it's missing at the moment. It's missing all the things like the modulation routing and
this is
that
pretty
kind
much
of stuff.
a beta.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
it
think.
is.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
It is.
for anything, this is just to get the flavour out there. But
Yeah.
I mean, this is
Just-
the same as any other company who make a synthesizer, and then 6 months down the road release the desktop version. And this is just a slightly different route to that.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah.
So, but I think it will come out as a standalone. I feel pretty sure it will.
Yeah.
Just got that vibe from it.
No, it's interesting
works.
stuff. Yeah, it's interesting stuff.
It's an interesting addition.
as the demos that I've seen have shown, it's sonically identical. It's got everything in there that you get in the hardware. So yeah, why not? And the other thing is, it got me wondering. Like, okay, so if this piece of software, which of course is 7.5 gigabytes and requires a host computer to run it on, and it just makes you wonder how they can justify £4,000 for the hardware, because it is what's running in the hardware just basically a computer, and all of this is software and sample libraries.
But it's not
but
just
you're forgetting the key bed, the end cheeks, the front panel, the knobs, the sliders, the
all
lights,
of this,
the
and
display.
the fact that you're seeing all of this.
Yeah.
It's
But you
everything
can
else.
see that there are going to be some people that are going to say, well, if I can get the plug-in for 300 quid or 400 quid, that's 10% of the hardware cost.
Yeah.
And then they won't own the hardware, and that's great. If they like the sounds, and that's fine. Everyone has their own way of working with this.
Well, basically, it's
personally.
Yamaha giving everybody the opportunity to own one if they want to, because there are people who won't or cannot afford to throw 4K at a keyboard.
Yeah.
And this is a great way of them getting access to it without having to do it. Or some people may not have the room.
Yeah.
Even. So, because you nearly had to go, didn't you? Wasn't room for you, was there? Yeah, I love you too, darling.
Yeah, interesting stuff. If you are a Montage M owner, like those two lucky buggers up there, redeem your code now. You get it for free.
But if you donate more, then we can get one from Robbie as well.
You need to donate a lot more.
Yeah, come on, get donating. What's wrong with you all? We've even got live feeds from NAMM. We're all the way over in the States, and you're not giving £4,000.
We're turning into one of those televangelists pay for prayer stations.
As far as I can tell, Mr. Marinelli is still talking and not playing.
Procrastinating about it, yeah.
He's just moving around the stage.
There is another piece of news, isn't there? What do you want to?
There is.
Let me just sort this out. We want to get rid of that. There we go.
Yeah, let's get rid of all of that.
Get back to that. So yeah, let's have a look. What have we got? Well, we could, of course, mention the fact that where are we? Here we go. A certain company has announced or released pictures of their what they're calling the JT16, which is Behringer's version of the Jupiter 8. There it is. Let me just bring these pictures up. There we go, full size. Let's get rid of some of these bits here. If I do, there we go. What do you think to that then, boys and girls?
See, Behringer been catching me out lately. There is a massive hole in the market for this.
There is.
Nobody can afford a Jupiter 8 anymore. No one. Not even Elon Musk can afford a Jupiter 8 now. So you're looking at 16 voice. If they got the sound right, the look is okay. I feel a lot happier it was a little deeper, but it's just me.
No, a lot of people have said that.
Oh, okay. It's just that it would be more Jupiter 8 looking.
Yes.
And then stick a useless grill on the front you can burn yourself on. But no, I think this is great. I'm surprised they've waited this long, to be honest.
It's been spoken of and alluded to for a few years now.
Yeah.
As has the UBX, which again was another thing that they put up yesterday. They were showing pictures of the UBX, not the UBXA. This is the UBX, and they've got that at a prototype version as well. So it looks like they've now nailed the 61-note hardware synth thing. So we've got a 16-voice UBXA. We're going to have a 16-voice Jupiter 8. We'll probably have a 16-voice UBX. So now I think they've kind of nailed that form factor.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I wonder if they've gone the 3086 or I think it's 3046 transistor array VCOs in it, or whether they've just put Curtis chips and then messed with it to see if they can just make it sound a bit more like a Jupiter 8.
Be interesting to open one up. I mean,
and have a look. Yeah.
Thing is, I miss I miss both my Jupiter 8 and my MKS 80. And without then, and I do miss them because I miss the way I was able to author the sounds on those really quickly, right? I miss that. They were great instruments. This will doubtless come with Aftertouch and will doubtless come with Velocity. And it's a Jupiter, in all but name. They've not done a bad job. Manny was doing a comparison between the OBX8 and the Behringer version, and they were pretty close.
Yeah,
they were pretty close. So, we know all the minging about them, and they are a bunch of. But if this comes in at under $1,000, as the OB8 did, OBX,
that's sell like hotcakes.
It will, and guess who will probably be a customer, even though I'll have black tape over lots of it.
Well, I'm going to be saving my pennies for this. Of course, this was the big reveal this week that Korg are reissuing the PS3300 in a full-size replica. I mean, just look at that thing. It looks incredible. We haven't really heard the sound of it. I think there's been a few little glimpses here and there, but there is a non-functional version, although it had lights and everything on it when I saw a video of Luke talking to some guy about it. But yeah, I mean,
just bear with me. On the right hand side of that keyboard, the top key.
Yes.
I wonder what's written on that key.
Made in Japan. Korg put it on every single one of their keyboards.
Okay.
That's what it says.
Yeah.
Because on one of them they had the ASM thing.
Yeah. It says made. No, this isn't that. So let me just. I've lost my screen here. Where are we? So yeah, it says it's just a little sticker. For some reason they put made in Japan on the last key of their keyboards. I don't know why. I mean, yes, obviously it's made in Japan.
Yeah, that's probably it.
But anyway,
they couldn't have done it with the original because it didn't have a top C.
Exactly.
It went from F to B.
Just one key more. So for those that aren't aware, which I'm sure most of you are, the PS3300, because we spoke about this when Cherry Audio did their wonderful plug-in version of this just a few months ago. So this is 3 standalone synthesizers, 3 synthesizer modules.
Yeah.
That in total will give you the power of 147 oscillators if you were to hold every single key down at once. So you got these 3.
The sound of 147.
The sound of yes, not maybe not even a nice sound, but a sound anyway. And then of course that last module is kind of the routing and the
control,
clever stuff, the controls, yes. Which of course, as you can see now, includes USB, regular MIDI, and also memories and everything, which of course wasn't on the original. Patch points are plenty, and it just looks the dog's leathery bits. It's stunning. However, of course, we mustn't forget that this is going to cost a pretty penny, and the rumour is, and it is only a rumour because nothing has been confirmed. The rumour is $13,000 which when that number was bandied around, there was a lot of people that go, forget that. There was also a lot of people that said, really? Only 13,000? Because you've got to understand, I mean, Kent, you can tell us, this is.
Well, I can now.
But you can tell us about the complexity of the PS3300.
Well, the weird thing is, it's not. It's not complex at all. No, I've known about this for 2 years. And they go, oh, finally. PS3300. 3300. Just keep saying it now because he's been bottling it up for bloody 24 months. Yeah, so this was on the cards 2 years ago. The price has changed. I've been told that it's going to be 10.
Right. Okay.
So it's going to be 10 rather than 13. But I think, I mean, all right, I'm being slightly flippant when I said, yes, it's a £10,000 string synthesizer. It isn't, but it is.
It's a
it's
lot
the
more
architecture.
than that.
Now, it's the architecture of a string synthesizer.
Or an
So
organ.
divide down oscillators.
Oh,
that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
basically, it's divide down. The beautiful thing about it is that there is, 36 Korg 35 filters in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real screamer. So there's, so it's 12 octave divided chips, and then you have tune for each key. So you can tune the keys how you want. You can stretch tune in if you really want to spend that much time on it. And 3 layers, so it's basically three VCOs per key.
And 2 LFOs per
2
oscillator.
LFOs.
Per voice, and then a filter, or in fact, several
the Korg
different
35
filters.
Yeah, the Korg
Several
35 filter.
Yeah, several different filters on it, plus the resonant filters, the 3-band resonant filter, which I don't think anyone understands just how ridiculously powerful that is. And once you start passing control voltages around and using the envelopes, and it just becomes the most glorious sounding thing in the entire universe.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because all the demos I've ever seen of these has lots of people leaving lots of modulation on, so it's going, and it's just stop that shit. Just make it sound glorious, and you can. And and the funny thing about this is, I would probably have sold my right leg to get this, because I used to own one, and I just couldn't afford to keep it up together many years ago. So I sold it, which was just. But now I can buy this for 10.
Well, Synchrotron is saying that he wonders if it stays in tune. Yes, it does. It can't go out of tune.
No. Exactly that.
It's a string stroke organ technology. It doesn't go out of tune.
And the really lovely thing is that now that Cherry Audio bought out their version of this last year, in fact it got joint first prize in our software plugin, I think in the end of year awards. And the thing about that is that's because that's got polyphonic aftertouch, velocity sensing, all of that kind of stuff. Unless this has it, or at least has MIDI to be able to control it, and it's certainly doable for some of it. Maybe not the poly aftertouch, but everything else, aftertouch and velocity. That gave Cherry a real big lead, and I love the 3300 plugin from Cherry. I love it like no other plugin.
Yeah.
But I still would like the hardware, and it's a bit like this and the plugin version of the montage. I want both.
Well, I mean, you get those 3 resonators, because it's technically what it is it's 3 PS3100s.
Yes, it is.
Bolted together. And then you had all the cards slotted in the back, which made it really easy to work on as well, thank God. So I can tell you that the case, the wooden case on this, we built a wooden case for a 3300, probably about 3-4 years ago, I think it was. Can't remember whose it was. It might have been Soulwax or somebody like that. And the case was $3.5 grand. Okay, just for the wooden case. So, because I've heard people saying, "Oh, 10,000. That's a lot, isn't it?"
No.
Well, it's cheaper if you don't have the case and the keyboard. Yeah.
And if you don't have all the analog components, and there's a lot.
Yeah. Well, I feel vindicated about Korg releasing this because I was approached by shall we say, a manufacturer, and they said, what would be the best vintage synth to clone? And I suggested this, and they thought I was a moron. And I feel vindicated by this because this is probably the easiest keyboard to clone, simply because of the way it's built, the way it's designed. So you think, yeah, good for them. people, I believe these are. You have to order these, and then they'll build one.
Yeah.
So it's for the patient.
And the well-heeled.
Yeah.
And how much is a vintage one of these? Was it before this came out?
120, I think the last went for.
£120,000. Now you can get one for 10.
And the thing is,
And
I
it's
don't
new.
think you're not going to have to do. I wonder if it sounds the same as the old one. It will.
Yeah.
It will sound the
As you
same
say,
as the old one. Yeah.
It's new. It'll have a warranty. It's got MIDI and USB. It's got it's patch memories.
Yes, it's a chunk of change, I must admit. But I think the best way to describe these, for anybody who's never heard one, is say take a Polymoog and give it to Dr. Frankenstein, and he just adds more stuff, but it also gives it a lot of width to the sound.
And then give the final bit of it, the control panels, to Bob Moog, all the control voltage stuff, and then throw it all in the case. Bang.
It's a wonderful thing. I'm so glad.
Yeah,
that
it's
we
a
can
real
talk about
babe.
it.
It's a real babe.
And that yes, even though whether it's 10,000 or 13,000, the fact that it exists, the fact that Korg have got to build it,
Haven't given them such a caning last week about a lot of things.
But this is the thing with Korg at the moment. Like on one hand, they do this, and then on the other hand, they do some of those other things.
Yeah, somebody's saying in the chat, you go, imagine how angry the last buyer of the original one feels. He won't. I tell you for why. You can go to any music shop and you can buy a Mini Moog.
Yeah.
But the guy who paid 12 grand for an RA one is still a happy boy because his one's still worth 12 grand. And this is the weird. There's this duality between clones and originals that they never actually meet. You know, an original Mark One Fender in beautiful condition is going to set you back a pretty penny, but you can get a new one, can't you?
Yeah.
Or digital keyboards have nailed the Rhodes sound. Software's nailed the Rhodes sound, but those Rhodes are still expensive.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Well, Steve's got his 88 note Mark One.
Yeah.
And it's I think that was what, 7 or something like that.
Yeah. It's I'm just happy this thing exists. Again, it's one of those synths that I'm just happy they exist, even if I might never be able to own one.
I'd be happy with the Cherry one. To be honest, I'll be happy with it.
Yeah. It's a wonderful thing. The Cherry Audio PS3300 is my favourite plug-in, bar none.
There are loads of people out there saying, "Oh, 13 grand." No, don't. If 13 grand is just not capable, $49 gets you the Cherry Audio one.
And if 4 grand isn't your thing, when it comes out, whatever the price is on the montage, do it. Do whatever you wish. It's fine.
Yeah. So
whatever gives you the experience you're looking for.
Yeah, whatever gives you the experience and the sound.
Yeah. Do you know what I got this week? I did actually get a Korg instrument this week, albeit software. I got Modwave. I finally got it.
Did you?
Yeah. And I haven't had a huge amount of time this week, obviously, with NAMM. Yeah, kind of like it because they're bringing everything. So the software version of the Modwave is going to be in line with the hardware versions. So everything's going to, like OP6 and all that will all be brought into line. So that's an interesting thing. But yeah, I
agree with that.
I'm enjoying it. So I'm not always down on Korg. The fact that I don't want to buy a 37 note Modwave or Wavestate or OP6. I would, and I certainly can't afford the big versions or have the space for them. So the software is bang on, and I'll have that all day long, all day. Even though Korg's plug-in pricing is a little bit steep, I will give them that, and I'll have that. It'd be interesting to see because they've they've done it with the Odyssey, and they did it with the 700.
Yeah.
That they brought out plug-in versions of those, but I don't think we've had a plug-in version, have we? We haven't had a 2600 plug-in. We had an MS-20 plug-in, didn't we?
Have we had a System 700 plug-in yet?
No. Well, I'm just thinking Korg do plugins, and they do plugins of some of their whatever you want to call them, recreations. And I wonder there'll be that might give the guys at Cherry Audio, although Cherry Audio again at $49, nobody will touch them in that department. I'm sure, certainly not Korg. But would Korg bring out a software version of the 3300? I don't know. But look, it's great. I can't wait to see one. I'm hoping that by the time Superbooth comes along again, we might have one that we can actually go and play and touch, rather than the one that's just sitting there. But it seems the one at NAMM is actually behind some glass, and that they've got a door, and that they're only inviting people in. So you have to be Nick
You have
Bat,
to be a person.
Yeah, you have to be a known person.
Yeah.
Which I understand, because people are just going to be pouring all over it, and this is probably still a not complete thing. They're talking about September onwards, aren't they? I think these beginning to ship.
Yes.
And they might do a mini version as well, as Tom was pointing out in the chat there. It's possible, although they don't always do it, but it'd be interesting if they did. And talking of which, look at this for timing.
Jack of all trades guy.
Andy is all there. Look at that. There it is. It's behind glass and everything. That's not Metlay again, is it? No.
No, it's okay. What's that? No.
So it's working then. He's playing it. He's got headphones on.
Yeah. That's not Thai, is it?
It's a real thing.
Is that Thai? No. Do you know how I can tell it's not Thai? I can see the 3300.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. There we
He
go.
knows I love him. He's got headphones on, so I'm assuming he's playing it. Oh, there's Luke. I'm just make out Luke in the background. There he is. It's in the reflection. I thought he was the other side of the glass.
It's two of them.
Yeah. Oh, but that's cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Did you see the stack of the mini devices here that make little stacks?
Oh yeah, go and show us that. Because those actually look quite cool. I am trying to negotiate one of those for review. Oh, there's the NTS 3.
All three of them together.
With a 2 and a 1.
Tiny,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah. Very nice.
Very
Show you
cool.
they show you the kit that you get.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, lovely. Where are these modules then?
And they had the rack of the Raspberry Pi sensor.
There we go.
That's a nice looking rack, isn't it?
That's quite impressive.
That's a tower of power right there.
Yeah.
There's Jordan Rudis back there getting the demo.
What isn't he demoing? Yeah, no, that's cool. That's very cool. Actually, I can't.
So if I weren't on Wi-Fi, this wouldn't work. I tried this in 5G yesterday; it wouldn't work at all.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's the key stage. This key stage looks quite nice. Very cool. So I was speaking with somebody from Korg the other day, and they were telling, because I asked them specifically, we were talking about it last week, about what technology is in the King Korg and also some of their other stuff.
Yeah.
And I suggested that it might be that the King Korg, there it is, might have a Raspberry Pi thing in there. It doesn't, and Wagyu was right. It doesn't, but I can't say what it does have.
Can't
also,
or won't?
Can't,
Okay.
because I'll get killed. Oh, look at that! Look at that amazing drum machine.
That was the shortest putting on of headphones, tapping of buttons, and then taking off again in the entire universe.
They heard you.
Yeah,
At least I can say I touched one.
Yeah.
Now go and wash
That's
your
why
hands.
you've got the
And wiping my mouth a little.
Yeah. So I think the King Korg is a nice instrument. I just think it's a little expensive, but yeah.
Nice
So,
undercut there.
but it is the same chassis as all the rest, but internally, yeah, it's something different.
Do they still have that horrible keyboard?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh dear.
no aftertouch.
Nope.
It's just a horrible keyboard, actually. I just don't
Yeah.
like it.
But look, I mean, Korg have, I don't know what you guys think. They've literally just taken a massive news dump this week,
Yeah.
or in the last week, should I say? And there's something for everyone, whether you like it or not. There's something.
And
for
do you know
everyone.
what? That's exactly what it is. There is something for everyone.
We're talking sales here, people.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
and they've gone out.
They're a
We
business
know it's.
after all.
We know the pricing is rather high in a lot of this stuff, but they're just launching it. Of course, it's going to be high. State the value. Perhaps we kind of missed that last week.
I think it will settle. It will settle down, like most of these things do. They settle down pretty quick.
Look at that. There's someone beating one of their. Why did they allow that? Someone just beat their. That's not fair.
Violence. Yes.
Yeah.
What's the betting that at the end of this week, or this weekend, should I say, one of those will have a smashed screen?
Yeah. We
Because I
talked about that,
still
didn't
can't
we?
believe the positioning of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and their car is parked in a dumpster in the car park.
Yeah.
I'm not very coordinated.
No, to be fair, Korg have owned this last week news-wise, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they topped it off with the PS3300.
With the PS3300,
That
yeah,
was just
absolutely.
kind of. No one saw that coming.
No.
no, well,
Well,
Well, yeah, I say no one.
yeah, I can say yes, I did
Yeah.
now.
that's a nice big stand right there. Right there.
Yeah.
Andy, we're going to have to say goodbye because we're getting to the end of the show, mate. But listen,
problem,
thank you so much. Are you going to
Thanks,
be back?
guys.
You're going to be back tomorrow and doing something on Kent Show?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go find Buffett Crampon. So.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
we're going
we'll
to
do
take
that.
the piss out of everybody and everything.
There you go. Because we have to be
Good.
professional here.
We're professionals like that.
So, yeah, Andy, thank you ever so much. Let's have a big round of applause
Thanks,
for Andy.
guys.
Yeah.
You guys carry wood around too.
And if you want to get more from the NAMM floor, oh, look at that, I'm a poet and didn't even know it. Tune into Kent's Pub tomorrow night where Andy will be doing more walking, talking, carpeting and buffet crampon.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed. Andy, you're a gent. Thank you very much indeed. We
Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Buddy.
Take it
Thank
easy.
you,
Enjoy the rest of your
Andrew.
day.
Good
Thank
man.
you.
Bye.
Cheers, matey. Bye. Bye.
Easy.
And there he goes. Right, okay. Wonderful stuff. It's not every show you get to have a personal walk around and demonstration of things. Right, now, was there anything else that we didn't? I'm sure there's a couple of things, and we talked about that. We talked about those. Yeah, so yeah, there's I'm just trying to go through. So yeah, two things.
Actually,
That squeezes in because we are literally at the top of the hour. But hey, we're not professional. It only says pro in the name. So
It does?
It does.
I never
It doesn't
looked.
sound for professional.
Never looked.
Oh gosh, where is it? Okay, yeah. So there was a leak this week.
Yeah, sorry about that.
This week.
yeah, it's been.
And it was the Akai MPC Key 37. So when Akai did this, what was it again? The stems, Akai stems.
Akai stems for the MPC.
One of the pictures in the email showed a screen with this happening on, with the stems thing happening on. And some of the buttons under the screen did not look in the same place as anything that was currently in the Akai lineup. So people started speculating that it was a new MPC unit, maybe like a version 2 of something or other. It turns out, all along, it was this. It was the Akai MPC Key 37. Of course, we've already got the 61, but this is now the 37-note keyboard. It's a nice dinky little thing, and I think actually this probably makes a lot more sense, in my head anyway, than the 61 key version.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as the keyboard isn't like the mod wave.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And now, the thing is, this was leaked across a number of news websites, and I still haven't seen this officially at NAMM. Unless somebody can tell me otherwise, I've still not seen this officially on a stand. So maybe they're saving this for tomorrow.
But stems, this with something this size, this form factor with stems, it
should make a lot of sense. Yeah,
it's going to be flying out the door.
Yeah, absolutely.
Flying out the door.
So there's that. Wagyu says, I don't remember seeing Akai at NAMM. So, no, I haven't seen them there. I certainly have not seen any reporting there. Tom at SynthAddict says this is going to be $899. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about there. So, yeah, a keyboard with an MPC engine built in, as long as it's a decent keyboard, because it looks suspiciously like a Korg thing, but fingers crossed it won't have the rubbishy thing in there. But
the price of an Omnichord.
Yeah, quite.
Yes.
I'm surprised at how much that was, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Very
Matt
true. It was
Evans.
$800, wasn't it?
$800, yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Evans thinks this looks like a
But
crap virus
do you know what?
indigo. Oh, but I like this.
We've got
I
a
actually
post.
like this. I'm tempted by this.
Yeah, it's not something for me, but I can see that this would appeal more to me than the 61 note. But talking about that Omnichord, which the only video footage I could find was Nick's, and I didn't want to share that without permission, and he's very busy, so we won't. But go and watch Sonic State. There's a great video on there. Yeah. So we did a piece on the Omnichord on Gear News about a year ago.
Yeah.
It is still, cannot believe, it's still one of the top performing posts on our page to this day.
Yeah.
It's got tens of thousands of hits, and we added Nick's video into the piece, and it just soared again. It's crazy how many people. So even at $800, I think this thing will probably sell. But
yeah.
I mean, just watching the guy play it, and his enthusiasm was just infectious. Anyway, it was very good. I really enjoyed that. So yeah. So anyway, there you go. Akai MPC Keys 37 has been leaked. Fingers crossed we might see it. I mean, there was pictures of it on a trolley, so it looked like they were taking units, and it looked like it was going into NAMM. So maybe we'll see something from them at some point. But there was one last thing.
There's one last thing that's really important.
And I'm just trying to find the blooming thing.
Well, I've got it here. Do you
That's
want
right.
to?
I can do it.
You can do it. You can do
it.
it, Mr. Wilkinson. Mr. Pettigrew, you can do it. Or not.
I'm making
The
these
semi-pro network, pro synth network.
It's just a semi,
What?
really.
Why am I not seeing this? There, of course. Sorry. Right. Yes. There. I tell you what it is. It's because it's on Facebook, and I'm just. Where did you go? That's not you. That's not it.
Slick. That's what we are.
All right. So the news is that Modal Electronics are at NAMM, and they're showing the Carbon 8, which of course they showed last year at Super Booth. But the fact is, they are there. Here we go. I found it at last. So professional, this, isn't it?
Oh, it's.
There we go. Right. So, Modal Electronics. Let's bring these up here. So there they are. They've got their stand. You can experience all of their synths. The Argon 8, the Cobalt 8, the Carbon 8, the Cobalt 5S. Everything's there. Christian is there. The whole lot of them there. And they've got a big stand. And just great, as far as I'm concerned. Now, I did a little bit of research. There has been some changes on the back end, but nothing huge at the moment.
People are still employed.
People are still employed. Christian is out there. He's the guy that was trying to, his damnedest to make sure that everything survived.
Yep.
So, good on
Hats
them.
off to him for that as well.
Absolutely. Good on them. I didn't expect them to be there, and yet they are there. Somebody did point out, though. Do you remember Modal always used to have the little Union Jack in their logo?
Yeah.
Not there.
No.
Just saying. But
Brexit means Brexit.
yeah, Brexit means Brexit. I spoke to Christian a little while back, and he has promised that as and when he can, he will come on the show and tell us as much as he can about all that's going on and gone on.
That would be really good.
But look, I'm so glad to see them there. I'm so glad to see the carbonate is there, and hopefully it's in a more advanced form than what it was at Superbooth, because it was quite limited back then. But yeah, good on them.
Really pleased.
Yeah,
Really pleased.
that's good. And hopefully, as many of the employees there have managed to be retained in some fashion. I know some of them haven't, and that's very sad. But we will see. We will see. But there you go. That was the last bit of news. That we've shot over, as we don't often do.
I mean, you say it's the last bit of news.
And it is
Well, what show number is it?
199.
And that means that next week is
February
Friday.
the 2nd.
yeah. But that means we're in the 200th. Huh? Don't tell me you didn't. I mean, I got that sound off of this. That was
I
just.
thought we weren't celebrating that. I thought
No,
we
we're
had a
not.
meeting.
We're not
said we were not
celebrating
going to
at all.
mention it.
We're celebrating getting to it, though. Huh?
Well,
You see what I
you
did
will.
there?
I won't.
You see that? Rick Wakeman will probably be calling me for tips.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What type of cheese to put in your ears when you're crying? Well, here's the news. You guys are on your own next week.
What?
Yeah,
For the 200th?
for the 200th.
Yeah.
Timing
How badly
sucks.
can we screw it up, Kent?
Probably quite
Well, just
bad.
try to do it normally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
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 It normally does it.
Quite below.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm in London next Friday watching Soulwax.
Okay, so who are we going to have on as another guest?
I don't know. I don't know. Yes. Anyway, in the
You
meantime,
should get Tiny on, screw the whole bloody show up then.
so I'm just going to one last time. Let's see. Let's get that right page up here.
This is, I mean, we will be in next week's show by the time we do this. You do realise
We will,
that?
yeah. It's pretty true. Is this the right one? I don't know. No, that's not the right one, is it? Let me just do that. Right. Just one last time to remind you all that we are on Patreon.
Yeah.
Are we?
And if you want
Yeah.
to subscribe to us, I don't think there's any personally identifiable information on there. But we've posted some bits up there already. If you want to subscribe to our Patreon page, we've set one tier up. It's $2, €2, £2, whatever whichever currency is yours, and you can help support us over there. I know some people have done so during the show, and we thank every single one of them. But we are now live on Patreon, so if you want to help support us there, and as we go through, we will be adding more content, more things, that will make your subscription worthwhile. And we've got some good ideas that you might not expect from us. So
Naked unboxing.
naked unboxing, yeah.
And guess what?
There we go.
Well, there you go, booked.
The
Mr.
three
Brooks.
twats.
Hang on,
Mr.
you
Mr.
still have
Brooks.
to. You still have to pay your £5, probably 10.
Yeah, you got to sit in the hot seat, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So join us next week with our special guest, Andrew Brooks.
Andrew Brooks. Hoorah!
So there we go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking the course. All few hundred of you. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. And of course, if you're watching on catch up, thank you for coming back and watching us. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed Andy's impromptu walkabouts on the floor of NAMM 2024 over in Anaheim. And that's about it, really.
Double glazing. Oh, no, it's the Windows one.
No, it's the Windows thing. Yeah, it's definitely the Windows thing. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Kent, look after your hands. Don't go doing what you did again, because that would just be silly.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
if there's a change in the law, I'll let you know. We've started a petition. We
Yeah.
started a petition, mate, yeah.
If you want to know about all of this, join Kent's pub tomorrow night, where I'm sure he will fill you in right after he's filled
With
that
all
hole
the
in as well.
relevant swear words that it requires.
But he won't be doing the actions.
No.
No.
Although there will be carpet.
Yeah,
So,
where somebody says,
And
so
buffet
how did
crampon.
you hurt your hand then? Well, bang. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that.
Indeed. Indeed. So, join Kent's pub tomorrow. Don't forget also
And Ramsey.
tomorrow at 1 o'clock is
Ramsey,
Ramsey.
yeah.
And if you can't get enough of Kent, here he is on a Friday night. He's going to be on your computers tomorrow night. He'll also be on your computers on Sunday night.
Oh, it's this Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, good job I reminded you. He's
Thank you.
He's Jamie's special guest on the GeoSynth show, which is, of course, at 6 p.m. UK time.
Being grilled Paxman style.
Yeah, it's a weekend of Spong.
Yes.
Spong. It's a Spongathon.
Spongathon. There we go. That's
It
what
does
is.
sound like something that needs a lockdown, doesn't it?
Sounds like something that just happened to your wrist.
Yeah. Made the similar noise.
What?
Boing.
Boing.
Yes,
So
it's
yeah,
a
Ramsey at
Spongathon.
1 tomorrow. Kent's pub at some time in the evening until probably sometime Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And then Jamie at Sunday at
Shave,
6.
shower, and then Jamie. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's just a wall of Spong. Thank you ever so much for
Ooh,
your
what a
patronage
thought.
again, everyone. And if you're watching on catch up, thank you for coming back, and thank you for all your donations. Don't forget to sign up at the Patreon page if you want to do that. It's patreon.com/ProSynth Network. Nice and easy.
Yeah, sign
Links are all over the place. And thank you to Andy again for his Whatsits. Yeah, you got to pay for the lights. Got to keep the electricity running. And we will see you all same time. Or no, these two will see you same time, same place next week, along
we?
with apparently Andy Brooks.
Are we on?
Yes, and I will see you the week after next on show 201.
No. Next week is It's Not a 200 show, and
No, it's
then
not.
the following week is the 200 show.
No. We can't.
No,
do
you should be at the bicentenary.
Well, maybe I'll dial in from London if I can get some decent signal.
Yeah.
But
Could do.
Yeah.
remember, I
Show us
will
some
be-
carpet
I will be in a
and a
gig
Range
venue.
Rover.
Or next week could be 199.5.
Honestly, I'm not that worried about not being on show 200. It's
Okay.
I'd actually be. I'm going to have to work this out because what is it? It'd be 100. So show 208 is the important one. Because
Why?
that is 4 years.
Oh, wow.
I know. 4 years we've been doing this almost.
Oh, it's flown by, isn't it?
I know.
Only feels like a year and a bit.
That's crazy.
Felt longer to me.
I've been here since show 1.
Yeah. It always feels longer, doesn't it?
That's why I always tell myself.
You see it in daylight, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, enjoy show 200. I'm sure it'll be fine. And yeah, I'll see you all same time, same place next week. Well, they will. I won't. I'll see you the
We
week
will.
after that. And yeah, have a fantastic weekend, everyone. And I'm going to be really sad because my team are playing Liverpool in the FA Cup on Sunday, and we're going to get beat. But hey,
You never know.
it's Liverpool.
Well, unless
Yeah, I know,
Liverpool
it's li-
stay in the car
exactly.
park in the coach.
It's Liverpool.
Indeed.
At the moment,
And of course, Klopp announced his retirement.
West Ham got Duffered, so if they got Duffered by a bunch of Duffers, then Yeah,
It's the
there
FA
we go.
Cup. Anything can happen.
Anything.
And it probably will. Anyway, until next time, take care, everyone. We'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.